I think that empathy is a muscle that a lot of people do not flex or utilize or even know how. And I will be the first to say that that was me. In college, when I was the president of my sorority, my vice president, who I spent almost every single day with, had anxiety and OCD. And I was, shamefully now, one of those people that would just like, calm down, get over it. Why are you so worked up? It's not that bad. And I just had no idea what a real thing that was for her, because I didn't understand it until 2 years later when I had my first panic attack. Now, of course, I went back and apologized to her, but I couldn't go back and undo the damage that I did, or go back and, make up for the fact that I spent 23 years of my life gaslighting people around me about it, because it didn't affect me till it affected me, and it was easy to diminish it or act like it wasn't real. Now, unfortunately, racism is a very similar conversation for me, because I'm a white woman. I've always been a white woman, and I have never blatantly experienced racism myself. I knew that it still existed because I'd heard people make prejudiced comments. I had seen people fly rebel flags and, embodying those ideologies. But I had no idea, like on a day-to-day basis, how much it could impact my life until I had a black child. I never would have expected that walking in a grocery store, a woman who was well-dressed and probably respected by a lot of people would walk up to me and say, "Why in the world would you want an N-word, baby?" And I was shocked, because the audacity had never affected me in such a way. It was all theoretical until that point. Until it affects you, it doesn't affect you. Not too long later, because this is when Zadie, my daughter, was an infant, I got asked if we got a discount on her because we adopted, because she was black. So there's a lot of forms of course, racism. There's blatant racism, there's prejudice, and there's all this things to take into account. But I couldn't understand, empathize, and see the need for advocacy for it until it directly affected me. I could understand things like socioeconomic disparities. I could understand gerrymandering. I could understand a lot of things on a theoretical level or on an intellectual level. But until it affected me in my household, it was totally different. It was totally different. Same thing, unfortunately, for, having conversations around the LGBTQ. I talk to people all the time who have never had to talk to friends as they're coming out, and who are crying, scared for their life because of what their parents are going to say or what they're going to do. A lot of people haven't had to know friends that have ended their lives because of being LGBTQ. Unfortunately, I do. And I just don't think that people have the capacity, unfortunately, to empathize in the way that they should until it directly affects them, until it walks into their household in some form or fashion, or hurts them in some sort of way. You can make it about other things. It's easy to make conversations about other things and to downplay someone else's feelings when you don't understand it or you don't see them as real things. If you've never experienced mental health, you can't act like it doesn't exist. It's not real. And I think that's why we lack so much empathy. And I'm really disappointed in myself that I could not just trust the word of other people and empathize with them without having to experience it myself. But I'm hoping other people can learn from my mistakes and know better